All right, everybody. So I did finally figure out the call to prayer schedule. So I have about 14 minutes until it happens, but I don't think I'll be using all that time. So anyway, good morning, everybody, and or good evening, depending on what side of the country you are on. And just welcome to another weekly prayer update here in country. And so I have a lot of praises that I could tell you about, a lot of good things that have been happening, a lot of progress in my language learning, and really as a whole team here, making a lot of progress in the language. And so that's super encouraging to see us being able to start using the phrases that we know and continuing to try to converse with the people in the communities where we're at. And so, yeah, tons of praises that I have for you. But this past week, my update video was on Wednesday because of Eid al-Fitr and all the things that go on with that, and how you go to tons of people's houses to eat food and just basically hang out, and it's a great cultural experience. But what I thought was that after Tuesday it was going to be basically finished, but the reality is it actually wasn't finished until about yesterday. And so actually after that video, I actually was able to go to several other people's houses and get to converse with them as well. So great understanding of that event. Now I understand that cultural event a lot more. So that's a huge praise as well. And I got to eat a ton of food. So yeah, thank you to everyone who was out there praying for that specifically, that cultural event, because I think we understand it a lot better now. Obviously, there's a ton of other stuff that goes on with that. But one of the big things is that, unlike Thanksgiving, every single house that you go to, you're expected to eat, fully. So I ate a ton of food where I was at. So also huge praise is just for all of you who have been continuing to pray for the making new relationships in the communities where we're at and continuing to be able to converse in the language here. That's another huge praise that's been happening. All of us here as a team have just had so many amazing opportunities to be able to do that. We were able to travel and talk with our driver who speaks the language here, and just so many different people, walking around the neighborhood, just tons of different people to be able to, for us to be able to try to speak with in the language. So thank you to everyone who's been praying for that. So that's kind of the big praises for the week. But when it comes to my big prayer request for this week, I was thinking about language learning and culture learning. But even bigger than that, I was thinking about asking for you to pray for the big picture of it all. So, we've been here for almost 2 months, and so it can start to, you could start to get worn down, or maybe you don't see as much progress in the language as you want to see, or maybe progress in your cultural understanding of what's going on, how to interact with people in a normal way here. Maybe you could start to get discouraged or something like that. But so yeah, I would just ask that you could pray for our whole team, really, that we would all be encouraged by remembering the main reason why we're here. And obviously we all know that. But yeah, if you could just be praying for that specifically, that whenever we go through a week where we didn't feel like we made as much progress on the language or the culture as we wanted to, that we would just think back to, what's the main reason that we're here, and just remember that and be encouraged by that. So just be praying that would just continually be flooded into our mind as we're going through our day here in country. So yeah, that would be my big prayer request for you to pray for on the prayer team and anybody who watches these videos. But yeah, thank you everybody who's out there praying for this and just making a ministry out of your prayer lives, because this is really a ministry for all of you out there. Because the reality is, I know the gospel and other people don't know the gospel, so that's a thing. And so that's why I'm over here to hopefully let people to know about that. So thank you to everyone who's out there praying for these things, and just making this a priority in your life. So we'll see you next week, and thank you everyone on the prayer team.